What's going on, traders? John with Tactical Trading here with our weekly watch list. Do apologize. We get in the lighting and everything like this. I had to get this done rather quickly. We're in the process of moving and getting stuff moved. So kind of is what it is right now. So I just wanted to get a watch list out to you real quickly. Very, very big news today for LaborSmart, LTNC. This is a company we've been talking about for quite some time right now. Actually, the company had a press release today, and excuse me one second, I want to get my screen up here. They had a conference call today, and the CEO, Ryan Shadell, is actually stepping down. He's moving over for a man named Joe Pavlik, who is a health and fitness guy in water company. Actually, it's Takeover Industries, I believe is the water. I have to get a little more details about this, but I believe Takeover Industries is the water company. They also have a man named, let me see, Tony McBride that is involved, who was also involved with Arizona Iced Tea and Sobe. So they've got prominent people involved. They are canceling 500 million shares, being that it has about a little over 6 billion float. I mean, that's still decent. We're still talking about 9%, 8% of the float. They did offer shares for these people's involvement, but the shares cannot be sold for a year, and at a rate, once they are available, at a rate of 1%, I believe, every 90 days or every 30 days. I'm not sure. I have to look into the exact details of that. But so there's not going to be heavy dumping going on, and I don't think with the vision that these guys have, I don't see that happening. I mean, we've seen what's happened with Monster Energy and different, things like this. They become, or vitamin water or things like that. They become takeover targets for larger corporations who want a piece of this. I'm not saying Tom Brady's involved with the business or Gronkowski, but if you kind of look through the, and do your research and kind of, put the puzzle pieces together. If you look, Joe Pavlik, the new CEO, he's the only two athletes looks like that are following him or he's following is Rob Gronkowski and Tom Brady. Alex Guerrero is involved, who is Tom Brady's best friend and personal trainer and guru. Now, again, I don't want to make any speculations. I don't want to say anything definitively that is not true. But if I'm looking at this just from my, as an observation, these are pieces that I'm going to put into it to say this is a very good, distinct possibility that this stuff can happen. And we have a hydrogen water company, the only one that's publicly traded, and we have these prominent athletes involved to promote the product. We have now pieces in place that have been involved in growing beverage businesses. It looks good to me. It looks really good to me. I see this thing having a great day tomorrow. In fact, we probably might have a great rest of the week. Right now, it closed at 0.0359. I can see this thing easily hitting 5 cents. Shortly after the open tomorrow, and who knows where it's going to go. We also had Dave Portnoy from Barstool mention that if this thing gets over 10 cents, he's in, and he brought it up on one of his streams. That's going to bring attention to it. This thing is going up the trend list, the trending list. I don't know where it's at right now. In fact, I just did an interview with a friend of mine, Red Viking Trucker. Go check out his YouTube channel, and we just did an interview over there on his channel. I will post that on over on Twitter for you guys. But to me, this thing seems very, very good. I'm very excited about this. This is something that I thought was possibly maybe a 30, 60-day hold. We're going to see if if we get lucky, Tom Brady's involved. This is something for me now that I'm just sticking this in the vault for a while. I want to watch this thing unfold. I mean, you'll get your haters on Twitter. This is garbage. This is a pump and dump. This has X amount of shares. This is no good. Look, I heard if I listened to these people, it'd be the same thing that I heard when I was at TSMP and arguing with people over buying a flooring company. I mean, let's be real here. You don't know the people that came after me, and now that that I have quite a significantly larger following than I did when TSMP happened, it's even more. So you kind of have to drown out the haters. There's a lot of people that open accounts simply just to hate. And it makes no sense to me. If I don't like a stock, I don't mention it. I just move on. If somebody asks me about the stock, I don't publicly trash a stock. I make private messages and say, hey, I'm not too big on this one. But again, I've made mistakes before. I mean, look at HCMC. Not a stock that I was very high on. In fact, my sister was in HCMC, and I told her, I said, this thing's not going to move past 2 or 3 trips, 2 or 3. I said, this is not going to happen. And the thing went up into the 60s. So, I could be wrong. Who knows? But I have a very good feeling about Labor Smart. I think big things could happen with this company. I think they're setting themselves up for success. The CEO, Ryan, he had to put his ego aside and put his pride aside and say, look, this is my baby, but I got to step aside and do what's better for the shareholders, do what's better for my family, do what's better for everyone. And I commend him on that. That's a tough decision to make. So I definitely commend him on that. He's been very transparent. It kills me when I look and then I see people putting up, he's been arrested for this, or this has happened, and this is his past, and he's been sued for this, and look, everybody's got a past. And on top of that, being sued, anybody can be sued. It depends if you won or lost the case. I've been sued a couple times with my pest control business, and nothing's ever happened with me. I got sued in the trucking business. Someone hit me and tried to blame me, and hey, it wasn't my fault. So this is a very litigious country with very litigious people. So things like that are going to happen. But to me, it looks like the man turned his life around, turned towards the Lord. He's a follower of Christ, which in my book, that's your A+ right there. If you're genuine about it, every decision he said he's going to make, I have to pray on it. So these are good things in my book. It may not mean anything to you, but to me, it means a lot. I use that as part, as far as with character, I really look at that as important things. I know I'm kind of getting off the rails here on this, but I see this as a big thing with Labor Smart. I'm going to be watching this stock very closely. I'm not selling anything right now, and I really want to see how this unfolds before I even sell a single share. I've been in for a couple weeks now, and it's been a heck of a ride since I got in, under a penny, and we'll see where this goes. I think tomorrow we're going to have a really, really big day on Labor Smart. A couple of other stocks that we're going to be watching this week. One of them I talked about, or in fact I talked about them on OTC Saturday. We're watching Life Clips LCLP. This one was trading towards the end of the day Friday. I anticipate this thing maybe bumping, trying to run towards those highs of 1.8 or 0.018. And if it breaks through that, then we have a technical breakout in that stock. If you want to know what I think about the stock, go look at the OTC Saturday video. It describes, what the company does and everything of that nature. But I really, really like LCLP. Another company, obviously a company we've been talking about on this channel for a long time, and that's ILUS, ILUS. Absolutely love ILUS. I can't talk good enough about this company. We are waiting on FINRA to have the name change for that company. Once that happens, they stated that they have the documents ready to turn in to go pink current. So right there, that's two catalysts. We find the FINRA name change hit, that's a catalyst. Going pink current's another catalyst. Once they are pink current, then that's a catalyst of buyers coming in that typically, that couldn't buy prior to them being pink current. And then they're also in New York, or I don't know if they're still there, but they were at the end of the week. Looks like they were trying to they set a big deal and finalize a big U.S. acquisition. Still have, besides that acquisition, if I'm not mistaken, I believe 5 other acquisitions going into that. They have a low share structure. They also mentioned on their Twitter page that they are reducing the shares, whether it be a share buyback or a share cancellation. I'm not 100% sure. I believe it was a share buyback. But in my opinion, ILUS, this is the best stock in the stock market right now as far as OTCs. Absolutely love this thing. I don't know. Right now, ILUS closed at, where did it close? Looks like ILUS closed at 14 point or so, 0.1404. So just a shade over 14 cents. That's a steal. By no stretch of the imagination, in my opinion, this thing will easily, once FINRA name change drops and they become pink current, it's going to be double we're going to be looking at 25, 30 cents once that happens. I have no questions about that. So, and where do I see this thing? This is definitely a long-term hold for me. Please excuse me with the doors closing back and forth. My kids, care they come running over here where they could be on the other side of the house. I guess it doesn't matter. So I apologize about that. I can definitely see, for me, this is a long-term hold. I can definitely see this thing easily hitting $1. I call this the ALP Junior, or Alpine 4 Technologies Junior. This thing has everything going for it. I don't have to describe to you what they've got going on. All you have to do is look at my videos in the past describing this company. In fact, I'm going to do a video on ILUS alone and probably on Labor Smart, get into depth about these guys and let you know what's going on. But definitely watching ILUS this week. We've got those catalysts hitting, and when they do hit, this thing's going to start flying. What else are we watching this week? I would be also watching DRNK, NoHo Inc. Had a great Wednesday and Thursday of last week. Had a terrible Friday. A late Thursday had a terrible day. This thing started looked like it wanted to turn around on Friday. Actually hit like the 28s. And I think this thing closed at 0.0033. It was down 22% on the day, but it looked like it wanted to turn around. Still good news there. They still have the acquisition or that merger going on. Nothing has changed as far as, how I feel about the stock, or nothing changed, as far as my bullish sentiment for the stock. And I think this thing will have a turnaround. I would have would not be surprised whatsoever if this thing closed, at the end of next week, this thing closed closer to a penny than it's closing, where it closed on Friday. So definitely like DRNK, NoHo, going into next week. Other than that, one other one I would be looking at is ARSN Inc. We talked about those guys over on the OTC Saturday video. ARSN, that's ARSN. Definitely like ARSN going into next week. They have a yield sign now on OTC markets, looking for some of those filings to drop as far as getting themselves pink current. Once that thing makes a move to pink current, it's got a nice share structure. I think this thing can fly. So really, that's all I got for you today. We're making this a short one. We talk again. I'm just going to go through the tickers real quick. That's ARSN, DRNK, LCLP, which I like a lot, and then ILUS, ILUS International, which is my favorite stock in the stock market. And the one I'm most excited about right now with these catalysts going on is LTNC. I mean, obviously ILUS is my favorite, but LTNC right now really has my attention. I really, really think, I really think this thing has a chance of really making some moves. People are excited about it. What else can I say? One more I also want to mention is Social Life Network, WDLF. They actually picked up 2 more companies that are going to be in their tech incubator. So that's basically the PR they put out through their own website. It wasn't like a press release to Newswire or anything of that nature, but they mentioned that at the end of the day, Friday closed up strong. Closed from about the 170s all the way up to 2 cents on Friday. I definitely expect this thing to turn around. One of my favorite stocks in the stock market. WDLF is about as solid as they come. And I think they have a turnaround next week. So, as always, please like, please share, please subscribe. Any comments or questions, put them in the comment section below. I will have a video tomorrow as well, describing what we're going to be doing for the rest of the week. And as always, let's get that money, traders.